The unexpected request. The evening air was thick with the scent of cut grass and distant barbecue smoke, a staple of quiet suburban life. Daniel Carter sat on his porch, nursing a tumbler of whiskey, watching as the golden light of dusk stretched long shadows across the pavement. The world around him was peaceful, predictable, an illusion of permanence that had defined his marriage for years. Inside, Emily hummed as she folded laundry, a routine that had become the soundtrack of their existence. A soft knock at the door disrupted his thoughts. He wasn't expecting company. As he set his glass down and pulled open the door, he was met with the hesitant gaze of Lisa Moore, his neighbor. Her blonde hair, usually neat, hung in loose waves around her shoulders, and her fingers clutched the strap of her purse as if she was debating whether to turn back. "Lisa," he said, surprised. "Everything okay?" She offered a tight smile. "Hi, Daniel. I hope I'm not disturbing you." He stepped aside. "Not at all. Come in." She hesitated before stepping inside, her eyes scanning the dimly lit foyer. He noticed the way her shoulders tensed, the way she bit her lower lip, small signs of unease. "Would you like something to drink?" he asked, motioning toward the kitchen. "No, thank you," she replied, her voice softer than usual. "I won't take much of your time. I need to ask you something." Daniel nodded, curiosity piqued. He gestured for her to sit in the living room, but she remained standing. Instead, she crossed her arms, as if bracing for a reaction. "I need a favor," she finally said. A favor. It was an innocent enough word, but something about the way she said it unsettled him. "Of course. What do you need?" She exhaled, her fingers tightening around her purse strap. "I need you to pretend to be my husband." Daniel blinked. "I'm sorry, what?" Lisa let out a nervous laugh, shaking her head. "That came out wrong. I mean, just for one night. Mark was supposed to attend this company gala with me, but he's stuck in Chicago for work. I can't show up alone. It's important." He frowned, trying to make sense of it. "Can't you go with a friend?" "I wish," she admitted. "But it's a formal event. Everyone will expect me to be with Mark, and it's not just about appearances. There's a potential promotion at stake for him, and if I show up alone, it'll send the wrong message." Daniel leaned back against the arm of the couch, studying her. The request was unusual, but there was something more beneath her words, something unspoken. He saw it in the way her hands fidgeted, in the way her eyes darted to the floor. "I don't know, Lisa," he said carefully. "This feels complicated." She met his gaze then, and for a moment, all pretense fell away. "I wouldn't ask if I had another choice. I just need someone I trust, someone who won't," she stopped, as if catching herself. "Someone who won't make it something it's not," he finished for her. A flicker of something, relief, passed through her eyes. "Exactly." Daniel hesitated. There were 1,000 reasons to say no, but there was also an undeniable pull toward saying yes. Maybe it was the way her voice wavered when she spoke. Maybe it was the fact that, for the first time in years, he felt noticed, like someone was looking at him and seeing more than just another part of the furniture. "I'll do it," he said, the words escaping before he fully processed them. Lisa's shoulders relaxed. "Thank you, Daniel." "Really?" He nodded, unsure if he'd just done something noble or dangerously reckless. The moment lingered between them, heavy with something unspoken. Then Lisa gave him one last small smile before heading for the door. "I'll text you the details." As the door clicked shut behind her, Daniel exhaled, rubbing his jaw. He told himself it was just one night, just a favor. But deep down, he knew better. He had seen it in her eyes. A silent invitation. A possibility. And possibilities were dangerous. The temptation and the line crossed. The night of the gala arrived, and Daniel found himself standing before Lisa's front door, dressed in a tailored suit that felt foreign on his frame. The weight of what he had agreed to settled in his chest like a stone. He knocked once, and when she answered, The sight of her momentarily stole his breath. Lisa wore a black evening gown that clung to her form, her blonde hair styled in soft waves. Her lips curled into a knowing smile, as if she had anticipated his reaction. "You clean up well," she said, her voice light but laced with something deeper. He swallowed, forcing a grin. "You too." The gala was a blur of polite conversations, clinking glasses, and soft laughter. Lisa played her role effortlessly, introducing Daniel as her husband with a practiced ease that made him uneasy. And yet, he found himself slipping into the part. His hand rested at the small of her back, his touch light but possessive. They laughed at inside jokes that didn't exist. They exchanged glances that lasted too long. Afterward, they returned to Lisa's house, the air between them thick with something unspoken. She poured them both a drink, and they sat on the couch, closer than necessary. "Tonight was nice," she murmured, swirling the amber liquid in her glass. Daniel exhaled. "Yeah, it was." Silence stretched between them. Then, Lisa leaned in, her breath warm against his cheek. "You felt it too, didn't you?" He should have walked away. Should have said good night and left. Instead, he turned to her, their lips a whisper apart. When she closed the distance, he didn't stop her. The consequences and the aftermath. The morning after was suffocating. Daniel woke before dawn, his body tangled in sheets that were not his own. Guilt settled heavily in his chest as Lisa stirred beside him, her fingers grazing his arm in a silent acknowledgement of what they had done. He slipped out of bed, dressed quickly, and left without a word. Each step home felt like a betrayal, the familiar walls of his house now foreign. Emily greeted him with a sleepy smile, unaware of the secret now wedged between them. But secrets have a way of unraveling. And Daniel knew. This was only the beginning.